This evening, Venezuela agrees to go to the ICJ over border dispute. Woman robbed at local eatery. President says GECOM hiring is not race-based. In the region, Mexico responds to President Trump's tariffs with a set of its own. And internationally, American soldier takes an armored vehicle for a joyride.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Today is Wednesday, June the 6th, 2018, and this edition of Headline News is now being streamed live on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us. The parking meters are coming back, but not without Cabinet's approval. According to the Minister of Communities, Ronald Bulkin, the Mayor and City Council of Georgetown is expected to appear before the next Cabinet meeting before the amended parking meter bylaws are approved. The MNCC is expected to make a presentation on the bylaws. Then, following the presentation, Bulkin said the government will make a decision and a determination. While he reiterated his support for the parking meters as they help to reduce the chaos on city streets, Minister Bulkin noted that the terms of the original contract was difficult for the average person, saying, quote, "At the end of the day, the contract that is engaged in has to be one that is not burdensome to the population. The benefits have to be equitably shared between the concessionaire and the council. A lot of those features were not present in the initial contract, and this is why the bylaws had to be rescinded." The contract and the bylaws were amended by the council earlier this year. Despite the changes, the movement against parking meters and the Georgetown Chambers of Commerce and Industry have already rejected the new terms. A woman was robbed this morning at a local eatery. Here's Esther Sobers with the details. Thanks, Esther. This morning, President Granger welcomed Argentina's newest ambassador to Guyana. Wendell Jeffrey was there and filed this report.
Georgia missed the usual pomp and ceremony. The ambassador for Argentina was sworn in today. He's the replacement ambassador. Mr. Felipe Alejandro Gadira was sworn in by His Excellency, the President David Granger. Ambassador Gadira thanked Guyana for its support on several matters.
The Argentine government is grateful for the support afforded by Guyana to our candidate in the General Directorate of the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture.
Gladia also noted that he is anxious to sign the Memorandum of Understanding on successful emergency management with the other Caribbean member states. In his acceptance of the credentials of the ambassador, President David Granger reminded the ambassador of Guyana's long and cordial history of partnership with the peoples of Argentina.
Guyana and Argentina have enjoyed cordial relations since the establishment of diplomatic ties on 6th of October 1972. Our relations are founded on mutual respect for each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty.
The president also shared with the incoming ambassador Guyana's focus on becoming a green economy, even as he expressed gratitude to the Argentine government for its continued support in the areas of health, defense, and culture.
Guyana is deeply appreciative of and attaches great value to the support provided by Argentina in the fields of culture, defense, health, and sport.
Georgia President noted that Guyana was the northernmost country in the South American continent and that Argentina is the southernmost country in the South American continent. The President was very excited about the new ambassadors presenting his letters today, and the ambassador expressed to the president that he is excited also. His wife, he says, is on her way, and she'll be here by this month's end to join him on this tour of duty. Back to you, George.
Thanks, Wendell. Also happening at today's swearing-in ceremony, President Granger reaffirms his choices for Chief Justice and Chancellor. Here again is Wendell Jeffrey.
I'm inclined to support the Constitution. The Constitution makes it clear very clear how the chairman is to be appointed. I don't have the authority to go outside of the Constitution. All of my actions have been in accordance with the Constitution.
You're sticking with your 2 minutes.
All I'm saying is that my actions so far have been in accordance with the Constitution of the Republic of Guyana.
Today, on the sidelines of the installation of Argentina's ambassador to Guyana, President Granger was asked about his reluctance to appoint a substantive Chief Justice and Chancellor of the Judiciary.
The Guyana Bar Association and the Lawyers Association have been calling for the confirmation of the acting Chancellor and Chief Justice. Are you inclined to support their cause?
I don't have the authority to go outside of the Constitution. Everything I have done is in accordance with the Constitution. If other people can tell me what part of the Constitution empowers them, I would, I would like to become aware of that myself. I do not have the authority to go outside of the Constitution. Now, as far as your first question is concerned, I've answered that already. I am required by the Constitution to do certain things, and I have obeyed the Constitution in every regard.
Asked if he is still sticking with his preference for Justice Kenneth Benjamin for the position of the Chancellor, President Granger answered in the affirmative. He explained that his decision and preference for Justice Benjamin was born out of a very deliberate process and that he plans to stick with it.
That is well known. That is well known. I took my time in making that decision, and I'm not prepared to throw it out of the window.
When asked about his promised meeting with former President Barajagdio, President Granger said,
"Well, I have other business to discuss with him, the appointment of the chairman of the Public Service Commission and some other commissions, and when Parliament gives me those names, I'll put all of those on the agenda for the meeting."
For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks again, Wendell. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, Venezuela agrees to go to the ICJ, and May School apologizes. But first, here's today's foreign currency exchange rates. For the latest in news from Guyana, the region, and beyond, visit our website, headlinenewsguyana.com.
It's always fresh, tasty, enticing, and the best in town, served hot from our experienced chefs. Come and enjoy our daily meals with a wide and delicious menu to choose from, also a wide variety of pastries and dessert. We can also host your luncheons, cocktails, parties, and formal gathering. For reservation, call 225-1730, 225-0038, and delivery 225-0195 or 225-0159. The new thriving Chinese restaurant, 32 Main Street, Georgetown.
For all your floor covering needs, Kissoons has you covered. From wall-to-wall carpets, runners, rugs in all sizes and designs, mats for all entranceways, vinyl and rubber tiles too. And with our vast stock and knowledge, you're guaranteed to find your floor covering solution with us. We provide free estimates, and did I mention we install too? Like I said, we've got you covered. Kissoons Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
You know, I'm tired telling you, stop thief electricity. Shh. Don't shush me. You're gonna kill yourself and burn down people out. Stop, I'm telling you, stop. This man don't hear you know. Hiya go. Look, I fed up with this stupidness, eh? I gonna fix this one here once and for all. Hello, GPL? Here now, I got a big problem wrong here. They got this chap who continuing to do it. right, Skipper. You are under arrest for stealing the electricity.
How we gonna live now?
People, stealing electricity is dangerous to life and property, and it is also against the law.
Mucka Heavenly Light presents Tasha Cubs and her band live in concert. In Guyana at the National Stadium, Providence. Bring the entire family out for a night of worship and praise in the presence of God. The celebration is on Saturday, June 9th, 18:30 hours.
6:30 p.m.
Featuring Redeemer Band, All Women Worship Band, Sean English, Sean Sobers, Dominion Dancers, and many more. It's Tasha Cub and her band
Live in concert
in Guyana. Mark your calendars, it's gonna be big. Tickets $1,500 and $2,000 at the gate.
Welcome back. Adding to the growing list of women killed by their partners in this nation, a Berbice resident known as Rado murdered his wife and daughter before taking his own life. The incident reportedly occurred around 9:30 this morning at their home in Bamboo Dam, Glasgow housing scheme in Berbice. Neighbors report that the suspect and his wife, known as Camille, were arguing before he slit her throat. He then reportedly stabbed his 21-year-old daughter, Amelia, several times. His 10-year-old son managed to escape harm and ran to safety at a neighbor's house. Rado then fled the scene. He was found several hours later hanging from the ceiling of an abandoned house in the village. At long last, Venezuela and Guyana will have their day in court over the border controversy. And in this report, Bibi Bacchus tells us it's starting sooner than you may think.
After almost 3 months of opposition, Venezuela has finally agreed to go to the International Court of Justice regarding the border controversy over Essequibo region of Guyana. Venezuela's Ministry of People's Power for Foreign Affairs said its decision to participate in the ICJ court proceedings followed a correspondence from the ICJ it received on Monday. The letter informed the Venezuelan government that the President of the International Court of Justice has invited the representatives of Guyana and Venezuela to attend a meeting with him on June 18, 2018, in The Hague for the purpose of fixing the schedule for the filing of the written pleadings in the case. Today, Guyana's Ministry of Foreign Affairs confirmed that it was also in receipt of the same message. As expected, they too will attend the June 18th meeting in The Hague. According to an official statement issued by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, this type of meeting is part of the court's normal procedure following the filing of a case. The meeting with the President of the court will be limited to the matter of the schedule, and Guyana will be represented by its legal counsel. It should be noted, while all of the members of Guyana's legal team have yet to be announced, Minister Carl Greenidge has already indicated that the government will approach Parliament for additional money to pay for the legal services. Channel 2 Headline News, Bibi Bacchus.
Thanks, Bibi. A farmer and his 68-year-old father were severely injured during an early morning attempted robbery. Peter Mangal of Canal No. 1, West Bank Demerara, was hospitalized after being shot in his arm, while his elderly father is nursing injuries to the head after being gun-butted by bandits at their home in the early hours of the morning. Reports indicate that Peter's father, Karen Mangal, was in his yard when two masked men entered the home at about 2:30 and struck him several times in the head with a handgun. According to sources, one of the men, one of whom was armed, shot Mangal while he was fighting them off. The bandits then demanded cash and valuables after shooting the farmer. However, they fled the scene empty-handed. An investigation is in progress. The administration of May's school has finally given in to public pressure to apologize. Esther Sobers has more.
May's school has finally changed its tune. After almost 2 weeks of doubling down, the administration of the Georgetown area private school has finally apologized. Today's meeting between the school and the Ministry of Education and the Armenian boys' parents was the third of 3 meetings hosted by the ministry to resolve the matter concerning the boy and the school, which occurred on Friday, May 25, 2018. Owner of May School, Stacey French, was the one to officially apologize to Karen Small and Jason Cacon. Whilst making her apology, French stated that ultimately what's important is protecting children. Both parents accepted the apology, while Cacon stated that he would like to see a greater cultural awareness in Guyana. Chief Education Officer Marcel Hudson stated that to begin resolving the issue, an apology is necessary as well as psychosocial support for the child. Minister of Education Nicolette Henry said that it had better judgment prevailed. The entire episode could have been avoided. Altogether, it was concluded that the matter should have been resolved earlier. Closure was needed as soon as possible, and that there should have never been a recurrence of such issues in Guyana. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, President Granger says race does not play a part at GECOM, and U.S. soldier takes an armored vehicle on a joyride. But first, here's this week's bridge retraction schedule.
Mom, what are you doing with GPL on your list?
Child, you forgot I have to pay GPL?
You got time with GPL?
I have to keep these lights on. The customers who think in that manner and refuse to honor their obligation to GPL are obviously not playing their part in ensuring quality service delivery. So, I will continue to pay my GPL bill on time, every time.
I recognize the value of your point, Mom. You were right.
Mecca Heavenly Light presents Tasha Cubs and her band live in concert. In Guyana at the National Stadium Providence. Bring the entire family out for a night of worship and praise in the presence of God. The celebration is on Saturday, June 9th, 18:30 hours.
6:30 p.m.
Featuring Redeemer Band, All Women Worship Band, Sean English, Sean Sobers, Dominion Dancers, and many more. It's Tasha Cub and her band
live in concert
in Guyana. Mark your calendars, it's gonna be big. Tickets $1,500 and $2,000 at the gate.
Welcome back. This morning, President Granger asserted that his government has nothing to do with the hiring process at the Guyana Elections Commission. Granger was responding to recent allegations made by PPP-nominated GECOM Commissioner Robeson Ben. Ben alleges that race plays a part in the selection of high-level staff at the GECOM Secretariat.
The Election Commission is an autonomous institution. The executive branch of government has nothing to do with recruiting procedures. I expect that they'll be following normal practice and having persons who are fit and proper, persons who are qualified, to hold positions in that commission. I'm not aware of the procedures, but I expect that the procedures will be above board and they want to get the best persons to do the job. So I'm not party to any process for the selection of persons for GECOM, and no member of my government is part of that process.
Mr. Chair.
It's an autonomous institution.
Ben had claimed that there were more Afro-Guyanese employed at GECOM than Indo-Guyanese, a claim that both the president and GECOM chairman James Patterson vehemently denied. Now here's Bibi Bacchus with the regional and international headlines of the day.
Guatemala's volcanic eruption has affected over 1.7 million residents in the Latin American nation. At least 192 people are missing and 75 are dead as a result of the explosion of the Fuego volcano on Sunday, officials said. Villages on the slopes were buried in volcanic ash and mud, with more than 3,000 evacuated from the area thus far. Rescue work on Tuesday was disrupted when a new eruption sent hot gas and molten rocks steaming down the volcano's south side. Mexico has announced new tariffs on U.S. products in response to Donald Trump's decision to impose steep duties on imports of steel and aluminum. The list includes whiskey, cheese, steel, bourbon, and pork. Analyst says the tariffs are designed to hit U.S. Republican strongholds ahead of midterm elections in November. Trump last week levied tariffs on steel and aluminum imports from Mexico, Canada, and the European Union. And in international news, the much-anticipated meeting between U.S. President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un will take place at a hotel on the Singaporean island of Sentosa, the White House has confirmed. President Donald Trump originally called off the June 12 summit, which was called off 2 weeks ago but has since been salvaged after several meetings between the two sides. The U.S. wants Kim to commit to giving up his nuclear weapons. Trump said on Tuesday that plans were moving along very nicely. And finally, at least 100 people are believed to have died after a boat carrying migrants sank off the coast of Tunisia on Saturday. Thus far, the Tunisian Coast Guard has recovered 51 bodies and rescued 68 people, according to the country's Interior Ministry, which estimates that 180 people were on board. The remaining missing people are presumed dead. The boat was 170 miles south of the capital Tunis when it sent a distress signal at 12:45 p.m. local time on Saturday. For Channel 2 Headline News, Bibi Bacchus.
Thanks, Bibi. Also happening internationally, a Virginia National Guard soldier has been charged with driving under the influence of drugs after leading police on a 2-hour chase in an armored personnel carrier. The vehicle was taken from Fort Pickett, a National Guard base in Blackstone, Virginia, shortly before 8 p.m. last night. Lieutenant Joshua Philip Yabut was arrested for driving under the influence of drugs and charged him with 1 felony count of eluding police and 1 felony count of unauthorized use of a vehicle, the Virginia National Guard said. The Virginia National Guard also said that the unit was doing routine training when Yabut allegedly drove away in the vehicle. He had his personal weapon with him during the pursuit, but did not have any ammunition. Police pursued the M577 armored personnel carrier along Route 460 and Interstate 95 before the chase ended with the driver's arrest in downtown Richmond, Virginia. According to officials, the vehicle has been returned to Fort Pickett with no significant damage. At the time, the vehicle wasn't equipped with any weaponry. And now for your 7-day weather forecast. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Wednesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and our website, headlinenewsguyana.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and Thursday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed week.